Hey, what is up? I am Sidlak, and it's almost the end of the season for Mobile Legends, which means everyone will go back to Epic Rank and start grinding towards Mythic Rank again. So, before the new season starts, I'm going to give you 5 tips. Tips to reach the Mythic Rank. But before I give it to you, you know what to do. Click like and then subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna upload more helpful videos for you in the future. So let's not further any more ados. Let's get into it. Tip number 1. Ask yourself, how can you carry the game? It does not matter what role you're playing, anyone can carry the game. You just have to ask yourself how. Remember, do not put the burden on your teammates. You have no control over them, you can only control yourself and your hero. So, what can you do in order to carry the game? What mistakes have you made? What good plays that you should keep on doing? How can you improve it? Do endgame analysis. Check the replay after the game. So that's my tip number 1. Ask yourself, how can you carry the game? Tip number 2. Prepare yourself before the game. During the picking stage and the loading screen, analyze the game beforehand. Look at what your teammates are picking and look at what your enemies are picking too. Ask yourself, how will your hero interact with them? Which one of your teammates you should buddy with? Which one of your teammates need the buff? Who needs the farm? Who needs more XP? Ask yourself about the enemy team. Which hero counters you? Which heroes you can't counter? Which one goes where and can you gank them? Do the enemy heroes consist more of magic damage or physical damage? Should you buy Athena Shield to counter them or should you buy Antiquiras? Plan your game ahead. Look at their emblems. Look at their battle spells. Who jungles? There are many factors going in the game. Make sure you narrow down all the possibilities and what would likely happen, and then plan how you are going to react. You want to think about these things before the game. So, you will at least have an idea on the possible opportunities that you can grab and also the disasters you can avoid. So that's tip numero dos. Prepare yourself before the game. Tip number 3. Master 2 or more heroes for every role. You cannot always predict what your teammates are going to pick. Instead of being upset that you cannot get the hero that you want to play, you can prepare yourself a list of heroes for every role that you enjoy playing. And you are confident that you can play very well. So no matter what your teammates do to grief you, you are going to be an invincible wall. You will be prepared in any and every situation. Nothing can pull you down. But of course, there's a good list of combination of heroes to learn because every role has a different iteration. For example, there are heroes like Tigreal, who's a better defensive tank than an aggressive tank. So other tank that you'd want to master should be something more of an aggressive tank like Johnson, or maybe someone that can do both like Kufra. But this discussion is for another video, so comment down below if you want to learn more about each hero and their iteration. So that's my tip number 3. Be flexible, master 2 or more heroes for every role. Tip number 4. Macro and micro actions. This tip is a little difficult to explain, so instead, I'll give you an example and I will also teach you how to apply this tip in your game. Okay, so here's an example. Let's say you are chilling in the top lane as a marksman, farming until you get your core items and suddenly you get ganked by the enemy team. So, do you blame your mid for not calling out or not ganking? Or maybe you blame your tank for not protecting you. Well, as I've talked about earlier in the video, you cannot control your teammates, so what do you do instead? That's where macro comes in. You look at your minimap. What do you see? You see that, it's been a while since you see your enemies in the other lanes. You also see that the enemy you're laning against is a little bit aggressive. They're trying to chip down your HP. What do you think is going to happen? Yep, a gank is coming. That's the most likely case. There's so much more to know about macro actions. Again, let me know if you're interested down in the comments below, and I'm gonna make a more detailed guides about this. Now for micro actions, that's just what you do directly while playing. For example, attacking, using skills, moving your characters, etc., etc. So it's pretty simple. Like, it's your immediate action that you take. Now that you know that what both macro and micro are, I want you to learn when to use them. I can give you a little saying that can be a good start. So here it goes. Remember this, huh? Okay, if you're not doing micro, do macro. A good example would be if you're walking from base, check the minimap, check the enemy items, levels, etc. Open the score tab, open the items tab, you know. You can also do that while you're dead. Do macro when you're attacking minions. You can check the minimap, or maybe if there's anybody in your lane, so you look at the minimap and see, maybe the enemy is not in the other lanes. Maybe they're just preparing to gank you, or maybe they're in other lanes, so it's kind of safe to farm in this lane. So basically, do macro whenever you can and as much as you can. If you're not doing this before and you start doing this now, you'll definitely boost your gameplay by a notch. Nay, nay, no, 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 no. You know what? It's not just gonna be a notch. It's gonna be a bunch of notches. Miles and miles of notches, okay? So do macro whenever you can. It'll help you with your games by a lot. So that's tip number 4. Do macro if you're not doing micro. A higher level of gameplay is if you can do both at the same time, but start with doing one at a time first, and then you can maybe do both at the same time when you master it. Now, the final tip. Tip number 5. Let's take a break first. Yep, that's it. Yeah, let's take a break. That's my tip number 5. Take a break. Especially if you're tilting. If your game isn't going too well, take a break before going into your next game. You'll tilt even harder when things doesn't go your way in the next game, which will most likely lead you to do more mistakes, which will tilt you even harder, and then you'll make even more mistakes, and then you'll tilt, and then you'll make more mistakes. The cycle never ends. So relax, take a break, maybe go watch some cat videos or dog videos if you prefer that. Go do push-ups, go take a nap, go chill, go eat, go talk to your parents, say that you love them, go talk to your friends, go talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend if you have one, or maybe to your crush if you know. Just don't play another ranked game. You know what? I have another better idea. Did you remember my first tip? Ask yourself how you can carry the game. Do that. Go look at your replays. Watch your replays. See what you could have done better. Look at what your teammates are doing well that maybe you can incorporate in your own gameplay. See what your enemies are doing that you can learn from. See? There's so much more avenue to learn if you take breaks sometimes. So that's it. That's all of my tips for now. If you think these are helpful, share my video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment of what you think. Am I getting annoying now? Always asking for some help? Well, I'm sorry about that, but I want to help more people become better at the game. The game is just so much more interesting and so much more better if everyone is good at the game. I'm honestly tired of playing the game going against a stack while my teammates couldn't play together because I play solo, and playing solo is so rough. The only way to improve my gaming experience is to teach as many people as I can to play better, so that when I play solo, at least there's a better chance that the people I'm playing with are, knows what they're doing. So please help me achieve this goal. Share my video, like, subscribe. So that's it. GG, guys.